Hi there, Jamie here from WordPress. I hope you're well. So I'm going to do something I've never ever done before, which is to build a complete website from scratch without any pauses at all. So as I'm doing it, so it's exactly the steps you need to take to build your own website. So here we go. And I'm going to build an e-commerce website using Storefront with WooCommerce Storefront theme and using our Storefront Pro plugin. So here we go. Hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it useful. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and what you'll need to do if you want to build a new site, is to choose a hosting company. So you don't download WordPress to your computers. You go to your hosting company and install WordPress there. So I'm going to use GoDaddy today, but there's other good hosting companies. If you have more money, more budget, then there's one called WP Engine, who I highly recommend. There's some other options. If you're in the US, then Bluehost are a good option. If you're in the UK, there's another good company called Heart Internet. They're all good. So you go to your hosting company. Now I'm going to GoDaddy, and you'll see we've got hosting up here, and I want to choose WordPress hosting. Here we go. So the first step is to get your WordPress site installed at your hosting company. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to go for the basic level, which will be fine for most sites to get you going. And they'll try and upsell you stuff as you go through here, which I'm not going to do today. And I don't need a domain name. And then I'm just going to choose, you choose your period here. I'm going to choose just 1 month, just because it's a demo. So we'll go £7. And then I'm going to register to complete my purchase. Let's try and do this quickly. So this is the paying bit. This is where I'm actually going to pay for it. And let's just use PayPal, just for speed. Here we go. Let's pop in my PayPal address. Now, I'm going to be installing this on what they call a temporary domain name. But I'll put a link to a video that shows you how then you link your real domain name to your temporary domain name that you're building this site onto. Super easy to do. Okay, so let's just finish purchasing my hosting. Just a few more details to put in here. Okay, I think I've already done this. Let's do it again. This is just some account information. Okay, and complete purchase. So hopefully that will go through now. So once that's processed, it should then give me the option, hopefully, to add my site. Here we go. So now I'm going to install WordPress at GoDaddy. So I'm building a brand new website. So click Get Started. I don't have a domain name at the moment, so I'm going to use a temporary domain name. And again, I'll show you how to link your real domain name if you have a domain name afterwards. But I'm just going to build it under this temporary one here. I'm in Europe, so I'll choose Europe here. This is my username and password. So let's just pop this in. Put in my password. It's a lot of complexity in terms of what they're asking for, but hopefully that's right. And then I just click install. Now when you click on install, what's actually happening, it's taking the WordPress software, and WordPress is just software, and it's going to install it on your hosting space that you've purchased from GoDaddy. So this can take a few minutes. In my experience, it's normally pretty quick, but we'll just wait and see what happens. Brilliant. So that's installed WordPress. It actually took about 5 minutes in total. I've shortened it just because otherwise it would be incredibly boring for you just to watch a video of something loading. So the next thing to do is go to WP admin here, up here, click on that, and that's going to take me off to my website, hopefully. Super stuff. So you could do a wizard, but I know what I'm doing, so I don't need to. Hopefully I know what I'm doing. And there we go, I'm logged into my website now. So let me just flick to the live website. So this is now live on the internet, here we go. And you see that it's running under my temporary domain name up in the top left, which is exciting. So this is now live on the internet, can be seen around the world. Now this default theme that comes with WordPress is the 2017 theme. The first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of housekeeping, but then I'm going to change that theme. So the first thing I'd recommend you do is to make sure that your sites are running under pretty links. So if you go to settings here and then permalinks, you see here, so sometimes some hosting companies will preset these as plain, which is very bad for your search engine optimization. So I'd recommend actually you select post name here. Okay, right, let's crack on. So we're still, the site's still looking like this. I'm just going to change the site title quickly here. So this is my site title. Let's give it a name of Poodle Press, just so we can see it. And you get the idea. And then I'm going to save changes. And that just changes up here. So again, we'll come back here. This is the current theme. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the theme of the website. And we're going to move to the theme WooCommerce Storefront, which is a free theme, a great theme if you're wanting to build an e-commerce website. So to add a new theme, I've just gone to, there's two routes. You can either hover over your site title and click on themes, or if you're within your dashboard, you can just go to themes here under appearance. So I'm going to click add new theme, and that will show me all the free themes. Now you can, if you know the name of your theme over here, you can search for it up here. Storefront is one of the popular ones, so I've just clicked on popular here, and there's Storefront. So I'm going to click install. And that's going to install that theme onto my site for me, and I'm going to activate it. Now, Storefront's pretty cool that it'll actually prompt you to install WooCommerce as well as you go after you've activated it. So I will install WooCommerce because we need that. And then that's going to kick off the WooCommerce installation, which is, WooCommerce is really nice as well. It's got a little quick start guide to get your store up and running really quickly. And it's just going to guide me through this now. Now I'm going to go super quick through this. You can come back and change all this information later, but it's going to ask you things like your location, where you're based, what kind of products you want to sell, whether you're selling physical or digital products, or whether you're selling both. And then it's going to ask you a few other things like how you want to be paid. You can pop in your PayPal address there. And if you are selling, sorry, you've got two options. You've got Stripe. Two options out the box. You've got Stripe, which is great if you want to take credit and debit card information. So it's a bit like PayPal in that you'll go and set up a Stripe account and then link that into your WordPress site here, which is super easy to do. It'll actually create you a Stripe account automatically as well these days, which is very smart. Or you can have PayPal, and if you're using PayPal, you literally pop in your PayPal address here and that'll link your store to your PayPal account so you can take money, which is great. Or you can have both, which I'm going to do, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to have Stripe. I'll just do PayPal. And then it's going to ask me a few other questions. The first of which will be, once this loads up, so it's going to ask me some shipping information. Again, you can change this. You can change all this stuff later. This is just a little quick start guide to get your shop up and running quickly. Okay, and I'm going to skip that step as well. I'm going to skip that step as well. Okay, so that's WooCommerce, the product WooCommerce installed for me. And you'll see now, once I go back to the site here, should it load? Come on, come on, come on. Brilliant. Let's skip that. You'll see that now the site is looking different. So this is the new theme. This is the Storefront theme, which is cool. We haven't got any products yet, but that's fine. Right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to install our plugin Storefront Pro, which will just give us a ton more controls over the look and the feel of this. Actually, no, one more thing I want to do, because we're going to need some photographs. So there's a great plugin called Instant Images, which is fabulous if you ever need to use stock photography on your sites. So we're just going to install that to get some photos to use. So this is a great plugin. This links into unsplash.com, which is a free photo library. So you can access any of the 200,000 photos on unsplash.com for free, and they're all free photos. So here we go. This is the plugin, but this is basically just looking at unsplash.com, and you just click on the ones you like. So they're super easy to bring into your site. So you literally click on them and they'll come in. Let's just look for a few more, and they'll get imported automatically into your media library on your site, which is kind of cool. So you get the idea, and you'll see after a few seconds you get little green ticks appearing, which just shows you that they've been imported successfully. And you'll see once these next two go. Let's just wait for this one. There we go. If I go to my media library now, can you see there's my photos? So it's a really great plugin. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install our Storefront Pro plugin, which you can get from poodlepress.com. Now this gives you a ton more control over the layout of your Storefront theme. So I've got one here already, and you can buy this for $49 from poodlepress.com. So I'm just going to install it and activate it. Cool. I'll put my license in later. Right, so now we've got the ability to actually customize our site. But the first thing I want to do is just to create a new home page. So this is going to be our new home page. Now I'm just going to use dummy text today just so you can see how this works. You'd obviously be putting in your fantastic marketing text here. And I'm going to set this to use the home page template. And then I'm going to set that page in settings and reading to be the front page of our site. So this is a really key setting. If I go back to the site here, so currently when you first start building a site with WordPress, it will start life as a simple blog with your posts showing up on this front page here. We actually want our page called home page, this one here, to be our front page, and you do that in settings and reading down here. So I'm just going to set that page there. Can you see here? Your home page displays a static page, and I'm going to set it to be our page called home. And that just means that now when anyone goes to the front page of your website, this is the front page that they're actually going to see. Right, so we're going to design this page up a little bit, and then we're going to add some products, just a few products today, into our shop. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'd like this menu to be slightly different. So you'll see here, if I let's close this down. If I go to header and navigation now, you'll see in primary navigation. Now this is the Storefront Pro plugin that we're using. You can see how my menu's just flipped across here, which is kind of cool. Actually, the other thing I forgot to do is just arrange this menu. So to do that, I go to site title and menus here, and this is where you can get control of your menus. So I'm just going to create a quick menu, give it a title. I'm going to call it menu. And then I'm just going to add, for now, just these 3 pages to that menu, home, shop, and sample page. And then I'm going to set that as the primary menu and actually the mobile menu as well. And then when we come back here, can you see there's my menu across here? Okay, so the next thing I'd really like on this home page is a really nice big photo that shows off my site in a bit more of a visually exciting way. So if I click on customize, and again we're going to use the Storefront Pro here to really make this a bit more wow. So I go to header type, and you see you've got these different options in here of what you want to use as what's called the home page hero. So you could use a video here. So let me just go and grab a video from YouTube quickly. So I'm going to go to YouTube, and let's do a video for time lapse, just so we get something nice looking. This looks good. Okay, so this is going to be my my video option, and literally, can you see down here? You just put the link in there, and that'll bring that video as the background here. There we go. And can you see my menus along here? Let's just pause that. But you could also bring some, you've got some different options in here for your front page. You could also create a slider. So let's do that. Let's go to header type, and I'm going to choose slider. And this is you'll see you've got options down here on the left to actually put your text over. So I'm going to put read more. Sorry, that's the link. So let's put the link there, and this is going to be your button text. So that's the button text. That's actually what's going to show on the button. That is your link to when somebody clicks on that button. Now at the moment I'm just putting in a dead link because I'm going to create a contact page and send them to that. And then I'm going to select an image here from my library, and we'll use that one there. And we'll give it a title. And again, I'm just going to put in some dummy text. Not that dummy text, I'm going to put in some dummy text underneath here. And can you see it appearing over here on the right hand side? So you get a live preview of what this is going to look like. So it's pretty instantaneous and quick. Can you see that? Okay, which is looking pretty cool already. There we go. Right, the next thing is just to fix up this menu because you can't see it at the moment. So I'm going to change this text to be white. So I go to header and navigation and then primary navigation, and I'm just going to set the text color to be white. And you'll see the text now is showing up. I'm also going to change the cart color. So that's header elements and cart text color here. Can you see the cart text color is changing over there? You could change it, just change it to any color you like. Let's try red just so you can see that. So it's now changed to red over there. In fact, I preferred white, so let's go back to white. Cool, so we're getting there. The other thing that you can do is upload your own logo if you want to. Now I'm just going to go and steal a logo from another site because I should have got this earlier, but I didn't. Okay, so this is just a completely other site. It just has a logo that I can use. All right, and I'm going to upload the logo. So we have a logo. There's my nice logo appearing. So we're already looking quite good. These buttons, you can change these button colors as well. So let's go and do that. That's in content here in the customizer buttons. So I'm going to choose, just so we can see it clearly, a red button with a white background text. Cool. You get the idea. And then if you wanted to, you could add another slider to that so it actually slides across the screen. Let's do that. Header and navigation, header type, and we're just going to come down here and we're going to put slider 2 in. So we're going to select an image. Let's do that. That looks a nice one. Okay, so that's my second slider, and you'll see when we publish this now, you'll see we've now got 2 sliders, looking pretty good already. I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's the front page starting to get there. Now the next thing we need to do is have some products. We don't have any products in the site, so I'm going to just add a few dummy products for now, just so we've got some stuff to play with. Okay, so let's just add new product, give it a name up here. I'm going to say nice coat, terribly descriptive. Let's spell it correctly. Again, I'm just going to put my dummy text here. This is where you put your price. Let's put it £99 and let's have a sale. You can also do stock management if you want to with WooCommerce, and this is my short description. And then I'm just going to publish that product. Now that product will automatically drop into your shop page here. So I'll go to shop now. You see there's my product. Right, the next thing we need to do is just sort this header out. So that header works great on the home page, but it doesn't work on our shop page. So we're going to create a black background for this because we have white text. So that's the sort of base color that we're going to use if we don't use a header here. So just go to header elements and I'm going to choose a black background color for that page. There we go, there's my background. Okay, right, so we've got one product in our shop, which is cool. I'm just going to add 2 more very quickly, so bear with me now. So I'm just going to add a new product. I'm going to set my image. Let's have an ice cream. Ice cream, yeah, that's a good product. And I give it a price. Ice creams, that's very expensive ice cream. And again, just some dummy text. I'm going to publish that. I'm going to add 1 more product just so we've got something to see. Okay. And again, I'm going to choose a product image. That's a nice image. Let's call it summer dress. That's my description again. I'm going to give it a price. And this is my short description. And publish it. Okay, so now when I go back to my shop page here, there we go, there's my products. Okay, right, a few more things to show you. So I'm pretty happy at the moment, but there's a few more things I want to show you. Okay, they're starting to be populated, which is good. So this homepage is using the homepage template, which comes with Storefront, which you can turn on and off. So if you want to show it, and you can create categories over here, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. In fact, I want to create 1 more product first. Yeah, if you want to show it, you can do, or you can choose to turn it off. So if you don't want to show it, you just go to Edit Page. And can you see over here on the right, you've got Page Attributes. So if I set that to be the default template, it means that it's not going to bring those products underneath for me. Now, normally by default, there you go. Normally by default, you will be showing that homepage template when you do the setup with Storefront. It will sometimes, often, create that homepage template for you. So it'll bring those in. And often it's a nice idea because it kind of sets up your homepage for you. Right, the other thing, I just want to add 1 more product though. Let's set a product image. Right, what else have we got here? Let's do, I'm not sure what that is actually. Let's do it though. Let's call it a bag. There's a sort of bag in there, so that'll do. Okay, and give it a price. And I'm going to add my short description and publish it. Cool. Right, so there's my. That's looking a bit better. Right, let's go back to the shop page. So with Storefront Pro, you can customize this shop page. So we've built tons of options in here that you can actually customize the layout of this page because it's a common request. So you do that by going to WooCommerce here, and you'll see, click on shop, and then you've got lots of different options. So you can change the product columns here. See how the columns change? You can do other cute stuff like you can remove the add cart button, display rating. You'll see, hopefully you can see you've got tons of options here to turn stuff off and on. So if you want a really clean layout for your shop, you can remove quite a lot of it, or you can have, let's say you want 4 columns in here. And then we've built these other options in here that you can have like a list view of this as well. Let's go back to 1 column, which looks like this. Okay. So you've got tons and tons of options in here. Let's go back to the normal default shop layout there with 4 columns. Okay, and let's put it back on the add cart button and the title, product title. Cool, so that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. And the next thing I'd quite like to do is just to smarten up this single product layout slightly. These tabs I think could look a bit nicer, so I'm going to choose to display those slightly different. Again, this is an option in Storefront Pro. So again, I'm going to go to WooCommerce, and I'm going to go to product details, and you'll see we've got these other options down here where you can change certain things. So if you want accordion tabs, which I love, you can do that. So you see how these tabs now are a bit more stylistically interesting, and I'm happy with that too. So there we go. The home. Let's go back to the home page. So that's my home page, looking pretty good. We're missing a few products, but as you add the products, they'll come in here automatically. And I've got my shop page, which is looking pretty good. And you'll see this all works now. So these, this is all fully functional. People can click through and actually proceed to check out. It's all working, which is really cool. The next thing I'm going to add though is a contact page. I'd really like to have a contact us page on this site. So I'm going to add a new page here. And I'm going to call it contact us. And I'm just going to put some dummy text in and publish that. I'm going to go and add that to my menu. So appearance and menus here. And I'm going to add it here. Like so. Now, what I'd really like on that contact us page, so let's go back to the site and you'll see it's now appearing up here. What I'd really like on that contact us page is a form underneath here. So let's go and add one of those. And we're going to use a plugin to do that. We're going to use one of my favorite plugins called Ninja Forms, which is a free plugin that lets you do forms. So I'm just searching for plugins. There's Ninja Forms. And it's just installing it. Super. Right, I'm just going to activate it. Now, when you first activate Ninja Forms, it will actually it will create you one form as you install it, basically. And you'll see when I go to the dashboard in Ninja Forms here, there's my contact me form that it actually created for me. And if you need to edit that, you can just come in here and make certain changes. For example, if you don't want to display the form title, which you often don't, you can just remove it there. Now, to actually insert that into a page, you do that within the page. So I'm going to go back to the site and go to Contact Me and go to Edit Page. And you'll see, once I go to the edit screen up here, there'll be a new button that's appeared here that says Add Form. That's the Contact Form plugin, and there's my contact form. And you'll see it'll bring in this little bit of shortcode here. And that's just some shortcode to bring that form into that contact page. Okay, and when I go and view the page now, you'll see there's my whizzy looking contact form, which will work. Now, by default, that form will be emailed to the admin address of the website. If you need to change any of that stuff, it's all done via Ninja Forms on the left here. So I'll go back to Contact Me again, and you'll see all the settings are up here in emails and actions. So if you want to change where that email goes to, you just go to email confirmation. And so that's where it's going to by default, email notification. That's where it's going by default, which is the admin of the system, which is the admin of the website. If you want to change that, you just add more emails in there. So that's where that form will be emailed to. It will also come into your dashboard here in submissions. So this is where you're going to see any forms that get submitted from your customers, and you can export them out from there as well. Right, the final thing I want to add on this site is a news page, a blog page. So let's do that now. So I'm going to create a new page, and I'm going to call it blog. You could call it whatever you like there, but I'm going to call it blog. So this is essentially an empty page, which is going to contain your posts. Okay, so I'm going to set that. This is an important step. I'm going to set that page as my post page in reading settings. So this is what we looked at before. There's my home page set as home. Post page I'm going to set as blog. And save changes. And then the final thing I need to do is just add that blog page to my menu. And there it is. And I'm going to put it there in my menu. So that will now be showing on my menu, and that will be showing any post that I publish. And at the moment, it'll just be showing my Hello World post because that's the only post that I've got. I'm just going to edit that one just to add some content to it, just so you can see what this is going to look like. And then I'm going to create a couple more posts super fast, so you can see how these look. And let's just set a featured image for each one. Just use the same images. Now, excuse my fairly dull post titles here, but I just want to show you what's possible with the post layouts. And again, I'm going to set a featured image. I can't remember which one I've set, so let's go here. Now these are all automatically, these posts that I'm publishing are all automatically going to show in that blog page, because that's where I've told them to go. And I didn't set a featured image, so setting in a featured image is very important. Okay, let's just use some of these. Okay, and update. And I'll just do one final post just so you can see some of the cool layout options that you've got with Storefront Pro and your posts. And let's set a featured image for the last time. Let's choose that one. Super. Great, right, now when I go back to my posts, you'll see them all appearing on my blog page here. Huzzah, there we go. All streaming down that blog page, which is cool. Now we've also built some other options into Storefront Pro that you can actually change the layout of this post page. And let me just show a few of those quickly. So again, I just go to posts here on the left, and I'm going to go to post page. So these are the different options. So let me just change to this option here. So if you want to, you can create columns within your post page, which looks kind of cool. You can change the heading size here, and indeed you can change the heading color if you want to. And you can also do things like turn off this meta, it's called meta information, this stuff at the bottom here if you want to, which I will. I'll just hide that because it's just me. There you go, there's my, and it's just looking a bit more interesting now. We've got these other options in here, this tiles view that you can set. So you get these nice big tiles showing. And these other ones here, there's more sort of traditional bloggy layouts as well if you want to. But I'm going to choose that one because I like that one. And then publish it. Okay, so that's your post page. Now if your readers wanted to read one of these, they would just click on it to go and read it. And we've also given you some options to customize this as well. So I go to customize, because I think it could look a bit more spectacular, frankly. And go to posts and single post, and I'm going to choose this full banner layout here. You see that? It's a bit more spectacular. And again, you can change the heading size down here if you just want to make that a bit, that's a bit big. If you want to make that a bit more powwow. And you could also do a really funky thing like set that featured image to be parallax. And you'll see as I scroll how that featured image stays where it is, which is a cool effect. So I'm going to have that as well. Cool, that's looking pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. And the final thing I want to show you is just quickly how to customize this footer area down here. And again, that's just an option in the customizer. And we go to footer, layout, and we've built this option so you can actually have a graduated color down here, which can look spectacular. So I'm just putting a background behind this down here. See how we've got a nice background behind here. And then if you want to put your own text in there, you can put your own text in there. And you'll see your text will change down here as well. Let's just change the color. There we go, there's the color change. Cool, so I'm pretty much done. So there's from start to finish. I've got a website, a hosted WordPress website, built on Storefront, looking pretty spectacular. I obviously need a few more products in my shop, so this page would fill out and look a bit more interesting, but you can see it's getting there. There's my shop page, which is built, which I've customized to a certain extent. I've got my individual products, which I've customized, which is these nice accordion layouts, but you can do all sorts of other cool stuff with Storefront Pro here. I've got a blog page, a news page. This is where all my posts are coming. There we go, with a nice full width individual post layout, and I've also got a contact us page with a form. So there we go. Hopefully you can see how easy it is to build a WordPress website completely from scratch. with just a few plugins and a bit of knowledge. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, please do feel free to put them in the comments below. If you want more information about Storefront Pro plugin that I use to build this site, then check it out at poodlepress.com, and good luck with your projects.